Hello, everyone. My name is Sean with Widespread English, and I'd like to go through TOEFL Reading Inference Questions. These are great questions. You will see them on every passage of the TOEFL Reading, and many students, they find them quite tricky and a little difficult. So I'd like to go through an example to make it easier for you, something that you can practice and hopefully get the correct answer on your TOEFL reading section. So a quick overview about the inference questions. There are 2 or 3 inference questions on each TOEFL reading passage. So you're guaranteed to get at least 2 or 3 questions on each TOEFL reading passage. And remember, there are 3 or 4 reading passages in the TOEFL reading section. So in total, you'll have about 9 to 12 inference questions. So these are very important. What is an inference question? When you infer, what that means is you're going to ask, the test will ask you to find information that's not directly stated. So kind of the opposite of fact questions. Fact questions will say, right there, the answer is clearly written. You can find it. It's very straightforward. This, you have to read the entire paragraph and really kind of make a guess or using reasoning and logic to what the answer is. Questions that are inference questions will have the keywords in the question. So you'll know it's an inference question if you get the word imply. What does this imply in paragraph 1, for example? You know, okay, this is inference. Or what is suggested? Or what does the author suggest in paragraph 2? And also infer. So inference questions, infer, we know that those are going to be inference questions. So you can see those and know that they will know which question you're going to be answering. So let's do one together, and this is kind of the best practice that we have. So this is our question. Which of the following can be inferred from paragraph 1 about the ground that we walk on? Okay, so we can see here you have inferred, right? There's our keyword. We know it's an inference question. We also see here that in paragraph 1, that's where the question is. You don't have to read anything but paragraph 1. If it says paragraph 1, just stay in paragraph 1. Okay, so the ground we walk on. Okay, so what can be inferred from paragraph 1 about the ground we walk on? So here are our choices. It cannot hold rainwater for long periods of time. Okay, so here is a really interesting trick. So if they say it cannot, right? So here we say it cannot hold water for long periods of time. Well, that's going to mean that 0%, right? So it cannot. So if it's anything more than 0%, it's not going to be the correct answer. B, it prevents most groundwater from circulating. So prevents means to stop or not allow something to happen. And circulating is to move in a closed circuit, like your blood circulates in your body. C, it has the capacity to store large amounts of water. So here, capacity is, we're talking about space, right? Capacity is the amount of space. How much can it hold? So it has the capacity to hold or store large amounts of water. And finally, it absorbs most of the water it contains from rivers. So here's most. Again, that's always one that I'm a little weary of. I'm a little unsure about that word most, meaning it's going to have to be more than 50%. Okay, let's take a look at our paragraph 1. Just a moment. All right. Groundwater is the word used to describe water that saturates the ground, filling all the available spaces. By far the most abundant type of water is meteoric water. This is the groundwater that circulates as part of the water cycle. Ordinary meteoric water is water that has soaked into the ground from the surface, from precipitation, rain and snow, and from lakes and streams. There it remains, sometimes for long periods, before emerging at the surface again. At first thought, it seems incredible that there can be enough space in the solid ground underfoot to hold all this water. Okay, so I want you to take a second, okay, what we read, and go back and take a look here. It cannot hold rainwater for long periods of time. It prevents most groundwater from circulating. It has the capacity to store large amounts of water, or it absorbs most of the water it contains from rivers. All right, so you have a guess. And so I want you to kind of hold the guess, and we'll walk through it and see if you come up with the same answer I do. So let's take a look at A. It cannot hold rainwater for long periods of time. Okay. So let's take a look here. All right. So let's see, where can we find time? Where does it say anything about time here? And I'm searching, I'm kind of doing a scan. All right, here we go. Long periods, meaning time, right? So we're talking about the water. There it remains, sometimes for long periods, before emerging at the surface again. Sometimes. So remember, sometimes could be 50-50, right? Or, you know, it's definitely more than 0. So let's take a look here. It cannot hold. Remember I said that's 0%. It cannot hold rainwater for long periods of time. And in the reading, we just saw sometimes. It holds it for sometimes. So A is not going to be the answer. B, prevents most groundwater from circulating. Okay, it stops most groundwater from circulating. All right, let's see, circulating. So let's see, I have it here, circulates. By far the most abundant type of groundwater is meteoric water. This is the groundwater that circulates as part of the water cycle. Circulates, okay. Preventing it, stopping it. Do we see anything like that around here? I don't see anything that says it's going to stop. This is the groundwater that circulates as part of the water cycle. Well, yeah, nothing says that it would stop it. So if it doesn't say it, I kind of leave it as it is, and I kind of put like a question mark here. So the way I see it here is A, definitely not A, maybe B, but I'm not feeling too strongly about that. Let's take a look at C. It has the capacity to store large amounts of water. It has the capacity to store large amounts of water. So let's take a look. Which one is talking about capacity? Here we go. At first thought, it seems incredible that there can be enough space. So there we go. Enough space is a synonym for capacity. So enough space here in the solid ground underfoot to hold all this water. All this water. It seems incredible that there can be enough space to hold all this water. So let's take a look. It has the capacity to store large amounts of water. Well, I think that's true. It's incredible that it can hold. It has enough space for this large amounts of water. So C is looking pretty good. I like that. Let's take a look at the last one. It absorbs most of the water it contains from rivers. All right. Let's see. Okay, so we have soaked into. Okay, it retains most of the water. It's from rivers. And here, if we take a look, we say from precipitation, which is rain and snow, from lakes, and from streams. And a stream is a small river, but it doesn't say river, doesn't say that it gets it from a river. So with that in mind, we can take a look here. And yeah, it absorbs most of the water it contains from rivers. No, it doesn't say that. It says precipitation, lakes and streams, but not rivers. So let's take a look again here. It doesn't say. It says sometimes it does hold it for long periods of time. B, I would say no. It didn't say anything about prevents. It's a key word here, but it didn't say anything that it would prevent it. C, I like, right? It does. It's incredible that it can hold all that water. And D, it absorbs most of the waters from rivers. They don't say that. Lakes, streams, and precipitation, but not rivers. So here we can see I got the answer, which is D. Sorry, the answer is C. The answer is C like cat. C like cat, not D. I was incorrect. Okay, let's review some of the vocabulary, important vocabulary. So we talked about inference question. What is inference? To infer is the verb, which means to conclude information from evidence and reasoning rather than from explicit statements. Prevent is the verb. It's to keep something from happening, to prevent it, to stop it. You can say the reading section on the TOEFL is so difficult, it prevents me from getting a good score. My friends, they prevent me from studying, right? They stop me. They keep me from doing something. To circulate is a verb, meaning to move continuously or freely through a closed system. A great example I give is your blood. It's your heart beats and your blood moves down through your veins to your legs and comes back up and it circulates. It's in a closed system. At your house, in the sink, when you turn on the water goes through the pipe and down through another pipe. It's through a closed system. Last two, we have abundant. I love the word abundant. It's a great adjective, meaning available in large quantities and plentiful. If you go and you see an apple tree, there's 100 apples on the tree, we would say that the apples are abundant. They're a large quantity, it's plentiful, enough for everyone. Finally, to saturate is a verb, or saturated with the D as the adjective, and it means soaked with liquid so that no more can be absorbed. If you think about a towel and you're cleaning up water with the towel, at some point the towel will get all the water and there will be it will not be able to soak up anymore. No more can be absorbed from the towel because it's saturated. It has so much water. All right. Well, I hope this quick video gives you a little bit of insight into the inference questions on the TOEFL reading section. And please subscribe to the videos, and I will continue to do more, and I will help you pass your TOEFL.